Yes, y'all, it's your boy Coach K in the building, chilling on this beautiful day. Hope you guys are having a great day and a great start to your week thus far. What a time to be alive and what a time to share another great story through the First Five podcast. So please check out part one of this two-part sit-down that we have with the lovely Kayla Joy, an up-and-coming personal trainer out of the Montreal area. She's here to drop stories about her past, what she's doing with her present time, and how she's going to be capitalizing on her future, guys. If you've had issues with weight loss, or other personal struggles that you've had to endure and embrace for years, this might be the game changer for you guys. Tap in, tune in, and let's get it done, guys. The First Five going live. Let's go. Mic check 1 2 1 2, ladies and gentlemen. You're now in the building. Your boy Coach K, and this is the First Five, season number 4, episode number 18, interview with a very good friend. I'm not going to introduce her as yet. Listen, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, watching this on Instagram, you're seeing a little bit of clips here. And if you're watching this also on Spotify, because you know we're now available on video on Spotify, please tune into this one, because this is going to be a great conversation. You see this person in the camera right now. If you haven't yet seen her, if you're listening to her just audibly, okay, take a look at the picture and you see what's going on here. This person you see is not a person I saw in a picture. And you have to go on her Instagram to understand, because there's a big story behind it, and I'm going to, we're going to break that down today. We're definitely going to get into it. She didn't do any like monster, like surgery, crazy, nothing like that. No. It's all dedication, hard work, and just committed to making changes for herself. As you know, the First Five is designed to motivate, inspire, encourage, empower, energize, and educate you, the listener, to move better, do better, and choose better, one step, one rep, and one breath at a time, always out of love and never for selfish gain. We're here to help you put wins on the board today, small or large, or small that lead to large in every way possible, because 1% better every day is achievable, and everyone should have the opportunity to do so, okay? We want to warm welcome everybody tuning in across the world. Check this list out. Australia, Ireland, Morocco, UK, Germany, Finland, Mexico, okay. Afghanistan, Japan, Jamaica, Panama, Sierra Leone, Georgia, and even Portugal, and of course, the US and Canada. We appreciate all you guys tuning in and listening. As you know, we're always bringing episodes live to you guys because we want you to get the best out of yourselves. And I'm always interviewing different people, learning about them, learning about their backgrounds, and understanding where they came from and why their story can apply to you today. Because maybe, just maybe, you might have the same struggles, the same challenges, these same obstacles, and you're able to overcome them by listening to the very few words that we're going to be sharing today. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the building here for the first time. Definitely not the last time, because she'll be here. She'll be back again, I'm sure. Who's here to contribute that 1% improvement by sharing her story, her experiences, her challenges, her changes, and of course her accomplishments. And what she's been doing for the fitness community here in Montreal has been nothing short of phenomenal, through food and through fitness, although her website is under construction. Okay, Plant-Based Joy, it's coming back up real soon. She's making the necessary moves with good motives to help others who have been in her shoes change those sneakers and try on a new fit. You like how I played that out? Okay, we're out here. Or one that may be uncomfortable in the interim, but prove to be a game changer in their lives that they need right now. Welcome, Kayla Joy. How are you doing?
I'm good, and how are you?
Boom, you know how we're out here? Oh, it's always a pre-conversation before we actually have the interview. It's always a good one. And we had a great conversation before we had started talking about a couple of things, how we both got into starting things. So we're going to break that down. You hit the gym almost every day.
Pretty much.
And you're out here just working hard. What was today's work? You went to the gym today?
Well, today I did my steps over on the shore.
Okay.
And I headed over to Bully by Nature.
Okay.
Trained my clients.
Okay.
And now I'm here.
And now you're here. We're good to go. And we're good to get this done. It's always a necessary thing to understand that when you do an interview with me, there's always going to be delays. We're supposed to start at 1:30. It's 2:15 now. That's okay. We're still getting it done. We're still getting this conversation. It's really important. How long have you actually been a trainer?
I've been a trainer a little over a year.
Okay. And what's the experience been so far?
Absolutely love it.
Yeah?
I left my desk job to become a personal trainer full time. Within 2 months, I decided to leave and go out on my own, and I've been flourishing ever since.
Cool. And what got you into wanting to get into like the food game as well? Is it because you saw it as being like a tandem, a 1-2 punch, or was it more?
Well, food actually started in 2018. That's when I started Plant-Based Joy.
Okay.
It was more because I always prepared my food in jars, and everyone always asked me where I got it from.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I make this myself. So I started having friends and family ask me to prepare them food, and that's kind of how that all happened. And then the personal training side, that just came in because through my own experience, people were asking me for plans and programs. And I didn't really have that much experience other than what I had personally done for myself. So I'm like, you know what, I'll just do a certification. I'll have the knowledge.
Yeah.
I started shadowing trainers, not that I needed to, just to see what I could take or leave behind.
For sure.
And I came over to Bully by Nature and I really hit it off with Kadeem. And Kadeem's like, well, what are your plans? So I ended up working there part-time while I was still doing my 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, plus plant-based Joy on the weekends.
There you go.
And then 2 months in, I decided to leave my job and pursue it full-time.
There you go. Shout out to the guys at Bully by Nature, man. Jay, Kadeem, Cindy, who used to be there. She's gone now, but that's okay. That's cool.
R.I.P.
And the whole team. Who else is going to do these butt pictures?
Yeah, exactly.
Those poses in the morning, 6 a.m. Everyone's talking about me waking up at 4:15 and posting a picture of my window. She has 6 a.m. on the dot. Bam! I tried to do it. It didn't really work. But anyways, we're out here still. Would you consider yourself to be a trainer, coach, a meal prep guru, or a transformer? Or a combination of all?
I would say a combination. Like, my biggest passion is just teaching people the tools that they need to implement sustainable habits that they're going to be able to carry on throughout the rest of their life.
Cool.
So, like, I always say to my clients, like, I love training with you. I love that you love training with me, but I'm not going to be there forever, and I don't want to be there forever. Gotcha. I want to teach you what you need to do to go off and do it on your own.
Gotcha.
So whether that be nutrition, accountability, proper habits, fitness, I think it's all important to reach those goals and to have the healthiest, happiest life possible.
For sure. And in your experience thus far, even though it's only been just over a year or so, have you seen the changes that you yourself have made for yourself that you're able to transfer into other people? Have you seen it be applied right away? And
absolutely.
Yeah.
I find within like 3 to 4 sessions in, you already see a change in your clients, or at least I see a change in my clients.
Nice.
Even if you don't see the physical change, like they come in lighter, happier.
Good.
Maybe at first when they came in, they wouldn't really talk to people or say hi, they weren't outgoing. But by that 3rd or 4th session, like they're saying hi to everybody, they're glowing, they're happy, they're excited to get that workout in. Good. And my heart melts when somebody writes to me and they're like, let's say they can't come in for a session and they're telling me they missed the gym, like right then and there, like you just made my day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And it's great when you can create that environment for people, especially when they don't feel comfortable. Because there are a lot of introverts out there. I realize this. I'm kind of an introvert myself. I know it seems like I'm not, but I am to a certain degree. Something that I've worked on for a number of years to not be. Well, listen. So
it might not look like it, but I am.
So it's funny because every time you post a picture, the camera's like this.
Yes.
And I go, why does she do that? And I think, I know why she does that. It's because she has a little bit of like a, don't show me like a see a moment. Like, don't, you know.
I never wanted to show my face. And it was only once I started at Bully by Nature that they're like, okay, your face needs to be out there. So I'm like, okay, understandable. I mean, you want to know who you're training with.
For sure.
So I started putting my face out there, but it's just always been my signature move to take selfies covering my face.
Because it's funny because imagine someone's like, I'm here to see Kayla. I can't find her.
But me just put on my phone.
There she is. Okay, there she's right over there. But I understand. Everyone has their they have their like quirk to them, whatever. But if it works for you, because just like Cindy has her one-legged pose at 6 a.m. Just keep it it's okay. You have your phone. It's like boom. So everyone knows, hey, she's here.
Yeah.
You can actually make that into your logo.
Actually, I have one. I can show you after. I'm
you
already
see
on
what
that.
I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is where we're taking things. This is awesome. Now, I was reviewing your profile on Instagram, as I was mentioning earlier before, and I was super impressed by like everything that has changed for you. Where did it start for you? Like, what was it? Was it like a aha moment that you had? Was it you walked up the stairs and you couldn't catch your breath? Like, what is it that actually became the catalyst behind you getting to where you are now?
It actually all started with nutrition.
Okay.
I'm vegan, but that's not why I lost my weight. I was actually a junk food vegan. I've been vegan since 2015.
Okay, cool.
So I started with nutrition, and in the beginning you don't really know what you're doing, especially when you go vegan, because you don't really understand like where you need to get your macronutrients from, and the proteins and the carbs, and some things have too much carbs or too much fat, and so on and so forth. So I was eating a lot of, let's say, quinoa and legumes, which is really high in carbs. Mm-hmm. So in the beginning I wasn't really seeing change, but I was seeing change in a way that my body didn't feel as heavy, I didn't feel as tired.
Right.
So in that regard, I started seeing change. And then towards 2018, I started getting more into fitness. Mm-hmm. I didn't like it at first, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I would go to the gym and I cringed. I really did not enjoy it. Okay. But I kept pushing myself to do it because I knew I needed it. And everybody kept telling me around me they saw the change, but I personally did not see the change.
Right.
in my clothes I saw the change, but when I looked at myself, I didn't see the change.
You kept seeing the same old you.
Exactly. Gotcha. So I just kept grinding it out, and then the pandemic hit in 2020, and gyms closed, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to let this stall my progress or keep me from getting to the point that I want to get to. So everybody kind of went one way and gained weight and maybe fell into bad habits and crutches. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go the other way.
Gotcha.
So the gym, if you will, became my crutch. And the running joke at home was, what's Kayla doing working out? Because like every moment of the day I could find, if I wasn't working, I was working out. Because like, what else did we have to do? Right?
Hey, listen, guys, listen. I get that. So the joke at the gym here is, oh, Cream's on his like fifth workout. I'm like, no, maybe number 2, but it's like a separation of things. But it ends up being that kind of thing. But see, it all comes down to standards. So once you set a standard for yourself because you want to achieve or excel at something, you'll put more time into it. Now, do you find that amongst your friends, your peers, your family members, do they see it more as like you're addicted to this versus you're adapting this into your life, incorporating it because you want to see the benefits from it? Is it one more on one side than the other, or are people now beginning to see?
I think they thought I was addicted.
They thought you were addicted. Yeah.
I really think that. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I had that guilt where if I didn't get a workout in, I felt guilty, which we all know as trainers, you need to have that downtime. Like, it's just as important as the workout.
For sure.
So I try to adapt in a way that maybe I'm not pushing my body super hard 7 days a week, pushing really heavy weight. Maybe I'll do 2 lighter workouts. Maybe I'll just do cardio on those 2 days. But my family definitely saw it as maybe as an addictive behavior. Got you.
And now, how do they view what you've done? Where you've been?
Well, I think now they look at me and see how far I've come and what a change I've made and how I'm like a completely different person. And I actually haven't heard them compare it to an addictive trait in a long time. So I think they see the good in it, if you will.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's not that people are against you. It's just that they're not used to that. So if they're not used to it, then they're going to see what you're doing as being like, maybe being extreme, maybe being extra. I remember when quick story, when I first moved here and I had lost weight, I think I was telling you, my dad was like, he pulled me aside, he's like, are you okay? Are you eating food? Because he wasn't used to seeing me like that. And it wasn't like it was a major drastic change, but 30 pounds is 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And you may not see 30 pounds like in an instant, but over a period of time, especially someone who has seen you leave the house and be this, and then you come back and you're like this, and you kind of go, where did all of this go? Yeah. Whereas for you, like you were saying, you see the same old you. You don't see much of a change, so it is something to get adjusted to. So glad to hear that they've accepted that. Now, transformation. I throw this word out, transformation. It's been a buzzword for a while, a number of years. I know that many people refer to their own journey, transformation, whatnot. But lately, I've heard actually that people get triggered by this word.
It's funny because I know what you're talking about, but for myself, I don't get triggered by that. I feel I went through a transformation, not just physically, but mentally.
But mentally as well.
And like, I'm not triggered by that word at all. I really feel like that's what I went through, and I don't see how else I would explain that. Well, people think that you shouldn't have to go through a transformation, if you will, but I mean, you can have a transformation whether it be negative or positive.
For sure.
So I feel like it's just a word.
Yeah.
And people, let's be honest, get triggered by a lot these days. We have to walk on eggshells around everybody.
You said it, not me.
So like, I'm just gonna say it. That's so cool. Like, I feel like we just need to be. If I'm comfortable with it, then I'm fine with people calling it what it is. Like, I really feel. I always say that I was like I'm like a butterfly. I went through a transformation. I've transformed into something else now. I'm no longer that caterpillar, if you will.
Well, if you will, yeah, you're a bit different. That's good. And in my mind, just like you, transformation is like the best way to describe it. Well, you went through a transformation, meaning you changed and your body did this and this happened to you. What is your trigger word then? Do you have a trigger word at all? I feel like you don't. You seem like the type that's like, I'm good.
I'm a very straightforward person.
That's what's up, man.
So like, it's sometimes a blessing, sometimes a curse, because I try to think before I speak, but at the same time, I'd much rather say what I'm thinking or say what I'm feeling versus beat around the bush. I'm not a beat around the bush kind of person.
Got you. So you're really much direct to the point.
Exactly.
That's what's up. Your biggest takeaway from this change so far, what has it been? Or are there several for you?
Like, Can you expand on that
like
a little
what
bit?
do you like from all the changes that you've made thus far, from transitioning from office worker 300 pounds to where you are now, fitness trainer, evolving like crazy? What has been the biggest like takeaway from this experience so far that you look at and you go, wow, I'm really glad that I learned this?
I really think that, like, if you want something,
Mm-hmm.
stop talking about it and just do it. Like,
You speak my language.
like, honestly, like, the biggest, people say, how did you, like, I get up at 3 a.m. Like,
Gotcha.
I know you get up early too.
Yeah.
And people say, how do you do that? I kept saying to myself, instead of wishing, like, we look at Instagram, right? And we're like, I wish I was like this person. I wish I could do this. Stop wishing and start doing. So I said to myself, instead of wishing I was that fitness person, instead of wishing I was that person that I got up early and went to the gym, instead of wishing I ate healthy and knew how to cook, I just started doing those things.
Right.
And the more you do those things, the easier they become,
For sure.
and they just become a part of you.
For sure.
It's no longer something you're trying to implement in your life, it just is.
Yeah. Have you ever read Atomic Habits?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a part in the book where James Clear says people have to become what they want, not something else. Something he said. You might know.
I know exactly what you're saying.
I kind of just read the chapter.
Be the person you wish to be
Yes.
instead of...
Which is basically saying what you're saying, which is don't like wish to do something, do it. So it's like if you went out with your friends and someone offered you a drink, you wouldn't say, I'm trying to stop drinking. You'd say, I don't drink because I'm not a drinker. So like you basically associate yourself with what you don't want to be.
Yeah.
And you become that person as opposed to being like, I'm trying to do this instead. Yeah. So you take the try out of everything. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
To expand on that, I'm also a big believer that don't say, like, if you, how could I put this? Like, I am these things.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, just as an example, I'm not beautiful. No, you are beautiful. You tell yourself the positive things. You don't tell yourself the negative things, because the more you think about those negative things, you're going to be those things.
Got you.
So you're grateful, you're successful, you're, whatever the case may be, you're healthy. You tell yourself those things, because if you're telling yourself the opposite things, those are the things you're going to be. You're putting that negative energy out there.
So here's a good question. So you have a client come, this is their challenge. How do you get them to flip their words around?
Actually, I have a client like this.
Okay,
right now.
This is what we're talking about.
And honestly, it's interesting because she came in on Tuesday and she was having a really hard time, really hard time. I had to stay on top of her and push her, and she kept giving up on herself, and I wouldn't allow her to give up on herself. I was doing it in a firm way, but not overly firm, a friendly, firm way. So for example, let's say she needs to do 10 more reps. I'm like, you're going to give me at least 5 more reps. I'm like, you're not leaving here until you do it. I'm like, you're not doing it for me, you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
So I told her when she was leaving, because she was telling me that day she just wakes up and she's already in a bad mood. And I'm like, well, what are you telling yourself when you wake up? So you're telling yourself you're going to have a bad day, you're telling yourself today's going to be hard. No, you need to tell yourself you're going to have a good day. Today's going to be a good day. You're going to make it a good day. For example, it was snowing and she doesn't like the snow. She's like, it's snowing, but it's okay. There's just little things you got to tell yourself. You got to change the narrative, if you will. Mm-hmm.
And have you found that your clients have been able to apply that a lot? Yeah.
I see so much change in them.
That's good.
So much change.
That's good.
And then another thing I find that helps a lot is just allowing your clients to have someone to talk to. I'm not one of those trainers where it's just fitness, that's it, that's all. Mm-hmm. All my clients have my phone number. They can call me. They can text me anytime. If I'm with another client or I'm unavailable, of course, I'm not going to answer. But I always want to be in a place where I can offer my clients more than fitness, because I want them to have a healthy, happy lifestyle, and it's beyond fitness.
Got you.
So if that means having somebody to call when you're feeling weak, or you need that, you need somebody to talk to when you want to have that drink or eat that bad thing and you just want to talk it out, and instead of having that crutch, I'd much rather be that person for my client.
That's awesome. That's good. Being more than fitness, because it is more than fitness, and a lot of people have those challenges. Mental health has always been a huge topic for a lot of people. It's always been a major challenge for a lot of people. It's actually coming more to the forefront. We're discussing it a lot more. How has that impacted you personally?
I used to be miserable.
Yeah.
So miserable.
You're so much lighter now. Well, I mean, I didn't know before.
Not physically, yes.
You seem like... I meant as
no,
in,
I
like...
know, but mentally as well. Mentally as well. Like people tell me I'm like a ray of sunshine, which is so funny because honestly, everybody, I don't know if we're allowed to swear in here. Everybody used to say I was a total bitch. And it's because, and I know it's because I was so angry with myself and so miserable that I took it out on everybody around me.
Got you. Yeah.
So when you're happy with yourself, it's just so much easier to be happy with everybody else, you know?
That's a very good point.